Reels. Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Week continues with Miss Nikki, baby.
And on Girl Chat. Tired of people celebrating Christmas too early? Mariah Carey doesn't think so. And no Sex in the City 3. Who's to blame? Plus, need advice? Absolutely Adrienne is back.
That is so awesome. Then we sit down with the 8-year-old biracial boy who was nearly hanged to death. You are a hero for being able to talk about this.
The Real is live.
This is our time. Don't waste another minute. This is our time. Grab a hold, it's time to live it. Starting right now, right now, right now. It's our life, we got a choice. It's our time, so starting right now. Grab a hold, it's time to live it.
To hear from you, we really do. Now, first up, we're very excited because it's day 2 of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Takeover Week on The Real. Yes, that's right. All this week, we have the stars from VH1's hit show, and they're going to be right at this table spilling the tea. Joining us today is a LA native and businesswoman. Give it up for Miss Nikki Mudarris.
Yes.
AKA, did I say that right?
Yes.
Mudarris.
Yes.
Mudarris, you know her as Miss Nikki, baby. Yeah. Look at her, looking good.
Yes. Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I am so excited to be sitting here with some real women, okay?
Thank you. Okay, what do you mean by real women?
You know, no drama involved.
Well, you work with other women, so what you trying to say, Nikki?
I mean, you know, they're a little more difficult.
Oh,
okay.
I appreciate her keeping it real. I mean, we can be difficult too, in the sense of we don't always agree.
Well, who's
That's
the most
really
difficult for you on your show?
Well, none of them are really that difficult.
See?
You know, they don't bother me that much.
They
honey.
don't.
No.
Well, we're happy that you're here with us because you know what? We want you to keep it 100%.
Yes. Yes.
If you're gonna be at the table, you're gonna do some girl chat. Keep it 100. Can you do that?
Absolutely, honey.
All right.
Here we go.
Now, Nikki, a lot of people, we're gonna get right in. You know, they know you through Love and Hip Hop, but what is it that you want to say to people that maybe something about yourself that they don't know about you?
Well, a lot of people don't know that I actually went to USC and I got 2 degrees, and I was filming Love and Hip Hop while I was in school.
Oh, wow. That is not easy.
Trust me, I had a lot of people who watched the show, and they would see me come to class, so it kind of felt a little awkward because, you know, they would see me act a fool one day, and then I'm sitting in class reading my book the next day.
Wow.
You know, but I got it done.
Wait, that shows that women are multidimensional.
Yes.
What did you get your degrees in? I'm curious.
Business communication.
Business communication.
That's good.
And that makes sense for all the stuff that you do.
Exactly.
Congratulations. So if you were on Love and Hip Hop, which is obviously a big show, and then you would go to class, how many people recognize you, and what was that like?
A lot of people would recognize me, but you know, at first it was kind of awkward for me, like almost to the point where I didn't want to be there. But I knew that I worked so hard, and I only had a semester left. So I was like, you know, I just got to get it done, and I just couldn't let that be my focus. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I finished, and I got it. Now it's behind me.
Go ahead, USC graduate.
Yes. Congratulations.
Well, someone else who recently surprised everyone is Miss Mariah Carey.
Yes.
The diva was interviewed yesterday by Good Morning Britain about her upcoming Christmas tour in December, all while sprawled out on a sofa with a Christmas tree and holiday decorations in the background. The
Why is she looking like that?
is that it's the first week of October, y'all. So, I know, well, many people were confused, Jeannie, by the visual, with one Twitter user, Chris Bebbington, tweeting that he thinks, oh man, Mariah looked like a Barry White album cover. However, many fans leapt to Mariah's defense. For example, Twitter user Hassa, who said, quote, she's Mariah, Queen of Christmas. If Mariah Carey wants a tree all year round, that's what she'll get. I do love her album. It's one of the best. So, ladies, is it too early to start decking the halls?
Okay, for Mariah, when it comes to Mariah, yo, are we surprised anymore by something that she does? Like, it's Mariah Carey.
She lives the lingerie champagne life, okay? She's fabulous. Let's just get used to it. Diva extraordinaire.
This Mariah's world. We just living in it. All right.
Right.
I'm surprised how she did the entire interview just sprawled out like
I
that.
understand why
That's a
we
lot of
can't
ab
do
work.
girl chat like that. Out like that on sofas.
But you know what, though? As a woman, you know that she's got some undergarments that are really pulling her together. Because look at her posture, you know?
Yeah.
That looks like a neck to...
That's why her face looked that way. That's how I look at my Spanx.
But you know what I'm talking about, ladies? Like, she looks like she's like...
Nikki,
Nikki, what you think?
I mean, you know what? I can't hate on my girl Mariah. I keep my tree up for like
You
6
kind of
months
look
of the
like
year.
Mariah right now. Just look at you. Yes, girl.
Yeah, you know,
Wait.
Mariah's iconic. And
You keep your
okay.
Christmas tree up for how long?
Yeah, I leave my tree up for about 6 months of the year.
Wow. Really?
And my wreath is up all year.
Before or after?
After.
After.
You guys, I
Okay.
spend a lot of time putting all the decor on the tree.
That is
so
true.
It's just too beautiful for me to take it down.
Oh, there y'all go.
And
I
the tree
keep
is
mine till
fake, so it doesn't
Valentine's Day.
smell or nothing.
Yeah.
So when do you actually put up your Christmas decorations?
Like 2 weeks before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Okay. But it stays up
Pumpkin
6 months
spice
later.
lattes are out. It's Christmas, okay, people, as far as I'm concerned. You
No.
guys, what? Why no?
Pumpkin has just kicked in. I am still having my pumpkin waffles, girl. Well, not at Christmas.
Pumpkin
just
lasts
yet.
all through Christmas, as far as I'm concerned.
Pumpkin?
No. But I will say, I feel like you're part Asian or something, girl, because my people sometimes leave the decorations up for 6 months, too, because
Really?
it's expensive.
Exactly.
That wreath is going to be there through Easter, and you're going to like it.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm celebrating Christmas in July because you guys know I'm doing my Christmas album.
Oh, that's right.
So I did Christmas all through the summer recording my album.
But you didn't keep it up. You put it back down, huh?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, but real talk, Adrienne's place is all in white.
It is.
So
It's
it could
gorgeous.
be
It looked
a
like
white
Christmas.
Christmas. Yes.
Yeah.
I
Got
will
it.
say, you guys, I think I am going to put my Christmas decorations up a lot earlier
Yes.
than before, only because I usually do it after Thanksgiving, and that month, it goes by so fast.
Yeah.
Yes, it's expensive, and it's just so beautiful. So I think I'm going to do it the first week of November.
No, the purpose
Not in October,
of
but...
the season, it's called a season for a reason, okay?
Okay,
That
Bonnie.
right.
You know?
And who's the reason for the season?
Jesus. Okay? So do it for a season, not for 6 months, but y'all do whatever y'all want to do. Y'all just ruining it for people that really want it. Y'all not Mariah Carey. You'll never be Mariah Carey. So don't try to act like Mariah Carey.
So petty.
Yeah. Petty
I
today.
cannot. Well, from a confirmed diva to a rumored one. Guys,
Bonnie.
this is breaking my heart to even say this.
What?
It looks like we are not going to be getting a third Sex and the City movie. It's official, guys. I know, I want to cry. Rumors that a third film might be in the works came to a screeching halt this week after the Daily Mail reported the film wasn't happening due to star Kim Cattrall's, quote, outrageous demands. Kim, however, has denied the diva claims, tweeting out, quote, the only demand I ever made was that I didn't want to do a third movie, and that was in 2016.
Period.
Now, Kim's co-stars, Sarah Jessica Parker and Kristen Davis, I love these girls so much, spoke out as well, both expressing their disappointment of the movie not happening, with Davis saying, quote, it is deeply frustrating not to be able to share that chapter with all of you. Now, as a huge fan, this is super disappointing.
Because
But-
you wanted a third film.
Yes, oh my gosh. But if I'm honest, what I really, really want is just a reboot. If Will and Grace could do it, just bring the show back to
Well,
HBO.
you know what?
I agree.
Also, the Daily Mail first reported that Kim Cattrall wanted the studio to do other projects, her other projects
That is
first,
true.
and then she would do the movie. So that's supposedly what's, happening.
She's saying that wasn't true.
And I could
Yeah.
see that too. Yo, I loved Kim Cattrall since Mannequin. That was my
oh my
first movie.
Loved it.
It taught me how to understand the twirl, how to really embrace your femininity, to believe in love, to make love infer. Like everything about that movie was perfect. So when it came to Sex and the City, like, yo, you guys, she's not 61, she's sexy one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like she is a different woman now. I can see that.
Yeah.
gonna bite onto that, what you just read, because I'm believing that, and I want to see a spin-off of Kim Cattrall or Samantha. Like, could you imagine Samantha giving us like sex advice? Like her own show giving us like love advice, or just living her own fabulous
I'm here for it, but it's not the same without all the girls. We didn't hear from Cynthia Nixon, who obviously played Miranda, but
They could kill her off. What do you think, Nikki? What do you think?
I mean,
Guys,
I think that the show was iconic, and I do think that it wouldn't be the same without the whole group.
Yes.
You know,
I
everybody
agree.
could relate to
Kill
them.
her off.
so stupid.
no.
I mean, she died having sex in bed or something like that. Just kill her off. And then that way you get your little movie. While y'all up here complaining, at least Sex and the City had 2 movies. I'll let you. But you know what I want to see? I want to see a girlfriends movie.
too.
Okay?
I was gonna say that.
You never got that. Tell them why, Tam.
Great show.
I mean, Girlfriends, I mean, obviously, it was amazing.
Amazing.
But I loved, okay, don't hate me, I loved Sex in the City. I loved the series, if I'm honest, more than the movies.
I love the first movie.
I saw the first movie.
I agree.
Was
First
the
movie was
second
amazing.
one where they
No.
went on
Camels.
a vacation with
Yeah,
camels?
that was a lot.
Yes. Okay.
It's too much.
Well, Chris Noth, a.k.a. Big,
Yeah.
he saw that after the second movie, it was just kind of dying.
Agreed.
So he's the one who
Agreed.
said, you know what, this is the end, and every beginning, y'all, has an ending.
But what I
We
will
have to
say
stay
is
by
that
sometimes.
it's reported that the reason why they wanted to do the third movie was because the script actually was amazing. I think that all of them saw, okay, the second movie kind of got away from them. I think most of us would agree.
Yeah.
Wasn't our favorite. I love the first movie. The first movie was incredible, in my opinion. But I think since they thought they had such a great third movie script that they really could, you know, maybe make up for the second one that wasn't so great? No?
I don't
I think it's
know.
been 8 years since they did the last movie, so
Yeah,
you know,
it's
time
been
has
some
passed,
time.
and
Yep.
I think the chapter has closed,
Yes.
unfortunately.
You say let it go.
Well,
Let it go.
you know what?
Let it go.
Out there, Tigerist Glow says Kim Cattrall needs to think about her fans and the fact that everyone will remember her acting for her role as Samantha. It is very selfish for her to pull out because, you know, her other movies won't be produced. Shaking my head.
If you know Samantha well, she never pulled out.
There you go. Now, we also have the Midnight Poetess I'm reading right here says, the way they've been ruining classic movies and TV shows, I'm good with the third one not happening.
See?
How do you guys, they do ruin a lot of classic films.
Yes!
I know.
Like some things you just shouldn't touch. Don't you agree?
That's why you could kill Samantha off.
No, that's why we're saying you can't mess this one up.
I really love mature, older women. I love, like...
What?
Yes, I mean, not that she's in this age range at all, but the Betty Whites...
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying, older women, I want to see more of them. I want to see them saying more things and,
And that's the
speaking to us
reason why
about...
I think she should stick to her guns. If she has other projects, she just doesn't want to be known for this. Sometimes you gotta stick to your guns, and you know, who knows? It doesn't mean it won't happen.
Kim, how about this? Since you're not busy doing the movie right now, why don't you come on to The Real? We'd love to have you.
Yes.
Come on to The
Give
Real,
us some
Kim.
sex advice
Okay,
over
but you guys, I want to talk about something else.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, now, since we, you know, are talking about controversial things, clearly we're heated here. Now, controversial basketball dad LaVar Ball is making headlines again after announcing his decision to pull 16-year-old son LaMelo out of high school to focus on basketball full time. Okay, so listen to this. LaVar, who has known to clash with his son's coaches in the past, told ESPN, quote, "I'm not dealing with the administration over there. I don't want no distractions on Melo. So therefore, I'm going to homeschool him and make him the best basketball player ever." So,
All right, then.
okay.
Tell us how you really feel.
LaMelo's brother, Lonzo, is set to make his preseason debut with the Los Angeles Lakers tomorrow night after being drafted second overall at the age of 19. So this is really interesting because I think a lot of parents face a divide when their kids really want to do something, but you know school is important for them. So, Mom, you, Tamara, what do you think about that decision?
Well, I can remember Kobe Bryant. He started his professional career when he was 18 or 19, and he did an amazing job. I think it depends on the parenting, and if you're going to do homeschooling, you have to make sure they have that balance. They have that, you know, social skill, that social lifestyle. And honestly, what I see is just a dad, like, wanting the best for his child, and he is willing to do whatever it takes. The fact is, he actually has 2 sons who are successful. One is already in the NBA, the other one is playing college at UCLA, so he knows what he's doing. And I did a little research on him, and he did say that the coaches, they don't see that he has that ability, you know, to go above and beyond like his father does. So, and you know coaches, sometimes they have their little favorites. They have, you know, they look at the child with the parent who donates a little bit more.
The thing about this dude, he is a character. He is determined to get all of his sons into basketball.
And
he
I'm
said
here for it. If
so
that's
he's
their
pulling them out of.
passion,
But what's going to be the history lesson? He going to be the teacher? The history lesson going to be the triangle defense? Is that, I mean.
What do you
Well, I was homeschooled.
I just feel like
You're in college.
I feel like, you know, his
UCLA.
son is young to make the decision for himself, and I feel like it kind of takes away from his youth. Like, he's not going to go to prom. He's not going to be able to experience the things that his friends have, and I feel
They'll
like
be in the
you
NBA.
can't get
They're not
those
gonna
memories
experience
back.
what he
I didn't go to
experienced.
prom, and I turned out okay.
Okay.
Now, Lonnie, I know there's something very important you wanted to discuss today.
Yes, Tam. As many of you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and 1 out of 8 women get breast cancer. And most recently, Emmy-winning actress Julia Louis-Dreyfus revealed that she was one of them. Many fans and friends have rallied around Julia in support of her health journey, including former Vice President Joe Biden. I love me some Joe Biden, okay? But we wanted to remind you all how important it is to look out for early warning signs of breast cancer and get yourself an annual mammogram. I mean, I do it.
Jeannie, have you done it yet?
Oh my God, I knew you were gonna ask me this.
Yes.
Friend, I know, because second
We said
season
we were gonna
talked about
do
it,
it
we were gonna do it
together.
together. And to be
And
honest,
why haven't
I
y'all?
haven't done
Okay.
it. And have you?
I
Have
had
you?
a fear of it hurting, but I'm telling you guys, now just hearing all these stories.
I know.
That pain lasts for what? A
me
minute
tell you, it's
versus
not-
making
it's-
sure that you
Go
have
ahead.
the
You know,
right.
actually, you know, when I was 17, I actually had a lump in my breast, and I had to get it taken out, and it was a tumor, but luckily it was benign, so it wasn't cancerous.
Oh, good.
So, you know, it's definitely something that you should check and not play with because
Yeah.
these things do exist.
Yeah, because they
And
tell
we
us that
should-
because we're not 40 yet, we don't have to do it.
Right.
But if you are able to do it, you know, whether it's with your health insurance or there's clinics now that are offering this sort of thing, you should absolutely
It's
get it
really
done.
quick, and they have this like new 3D type of mammogram that's really quick. And I'm going to tell you something. Tam, do you get yours checked?
It's becoming a reality now, especially now that I'm 39. But
Right.
the
They
fact
tell you
is,
it's
it
40,
happens.
but you
I
can
know.
do it before.
I haven't.
It's really
So-
quick.
You want
It's
to go
really
together?
easy.
I would love to.
Please.
Then y'all three need to. I'll take the 3 of y'all.
Yes,
okay,
done.
and we'll go.
Because I need to do it. I need to do it.
We need to do
Even
it.
if like someone's shy, just you can feel your breast and just
Yes.
even check
Exactly.
yourself.
Self-exam.
Like when you're in the
If you
shower,
feel
check
anything.
yourself. But I'm going to tell you, because I got the 3D version, and it's nothing like seeing that piece of paper that says you are cancer free.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's just something that's a relief off your mind.
I do have 2 friends that I talked about last year who are under 40, and one was under 35 who were diagnosed with breast cancer. I'm happy to say they are both survivors now.
Oh, thank God.
But one of my friends, yes, Courtney, she actually wrote on her Instagram, she said, "Be your own advocate. I'm under 40, and if I had not paid attention to my body, I would not be here to sprinkle the pink love around."
Yes.
Wow.
So,
Yes.
Wow.
So
I'm going to do it.
although we are not there yet, it is our own, it is our thing to go and get it done for ourselves. And
Right.
so I think we gotta get this
Like
done.
you said,
you guys.
not,
We're
even
encouraging you to do
if
the
you're
same.
afraid of the mammogram, or maybe you don't have your insurance in check, you can do a self-examination.
Yes.
Make
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
you check.
Yeah, you can Google that. They even have things that you actually can hang in your shower that remind you every day to either do the exam or and it actually gives you the instructions on how you can
Exactly.
do it.
And
Very
as a woman
important.
who always uses the excuse that I'm too busy, I'm not too busy to make sure I live healthy.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
The Susan G. Komen Foundation suggests you become familiar with the way your breasts normally look and feel. It's also important to pay attention to warning signs such as a change in the look or feel of the breast and nipple or nipple discharge. Things to look out for include a lump, hard knot or thickening inside the breast or underarm area, and swelling, warmth, redness, or darkening of the breast as well. Pay attention to these things. So, Nikki, Love and Hip Hop isn't the only show that you're doing. You're also going to be on a new VH1 series called Scared Famous. Tell us about it.
Well, you know, Scared Famous, it was a haunted house we lived in the middle of Savannah, Georgia.
Huh?
And if you guys don't know any research about Savannah, this place is haunted. Like, a lot of crazy things go on there. So as I was approaching the house, like, I was just so out of my element, no family. I didn't know who was gonna be there.
Yeah.
And it was just so challenging because as I'm going there, the cab driver is telling me all kind of like things that have happened. People have gone missing.
What?
Deaths and diseases.
What?
And he said, like, you know, but for them who live in Savannah, they're familiar. Like, they hear noises at night, the people's bed shake, the sink comes on. So I'm like, what do you mean you're not scared by this? So I was totally out of my element. And, you know, I just feel like for me, people will definitely, this show pushed me to levels of things I didn't even know I was
So you're
capable
on the
of.
show with other people?
Yeah, who
Yes.
else is in the house?
Safari's in the house.
Okay.
Oh.
New York, Tiffany, New York.
So you did know some people in the house.
Well, I didn't know until I got there.
Okay.
Oh.
And so I didn't know. Erica Mena was in the house
yeah.
with me.
So the goal is to survive? Or what's
the goal is basically survive. But you know, like I ultimately like you do challenges, but overall it's going to charity, which it was for a great cause.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Okay.
so you,
So,
what
you
was
know-
the charity of your choice?
Charity of my choice was for people who struggle with addictions.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So my brother passed away from addiction
Right.
a few years ago from overdose. So for me, that was something that meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
If I could help anybody with that. I
Okay.
definitely-
Oh, when you're facing the uncertainty of life, sometimes you need someone to help you through and bring you back into the light. Well, there's one person at this table who has just the right kind of advice to absolutely set you free. So listen up. This is absolutely Adrienne.
Absolutely. Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Munchkin, today's
Yes.
story comes from Jasmine in Surprise, Arizona, who watches us on Fox 10. Hey, Jasmine!
Hey,
Jasmine.
Here's her story. Hi, Adrienne. I've been dating my boyfriend for 7 months. We've gotten serious very quickly and moved in together. He is absolutely my best friend, and here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. He has a 3-year-old daughter, and the daughter's mother is causing so much drama.
Oh, no.
She'll show up at our house and text him throughout the night about how much she misses him. I want to say something to her and tell her to stop, but I know how petty she is, and if I do speak up, she will keep his daughter away from him. I want to stay in this relationship and make things work, but I don't want the drama. So, Adrienne, should I leave this stressful relationship?
Girl, what you should do is absolutely give him an ultimatum. And it goes like this. First things first, keeping a child away from their father is illegal. So you cannot do that. So if they don't have a custody agreement in place, they definitely should get one. So that's first things first, so that you don't have to live in fear of if you say something to this woman, she's gonna take the child away. That's illegal. So, and then I think the next thing is, this is his child. This is his world, his responsibility. He needs to step up and say something, not you. You need to ask yourself, why does she feel comfortable enough to be texting him in the middle of the night? So at some point, he needs to tell her, listen, number one, you're going to respect my woman because I love her. And I think a man that really loves you will demand that kind of respect for you. He sets the standard of how she's going to treat you, how the child is going to treat you, and he needs to establish that first. And then the other thing is, you say you don't want to speak up or cause drama. It again goes back to the fact that why does she feel comfortable to show up to the house and cause drama? Why does she feel comfortable to text him in the middle of the night? He needs to put her in her place.
Right.
And I actually think that that establishes how they're going to move forward in co-parenting. That, listen, this is a situation, sometimes it doesn't work out. You need to respect the other person that's in the relationship. Because guess what? If you guys end up getting married, you're now going to be co-parenting with them as well. So she either needs to accept that, y'all need to get along, make up, and be mature about this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But he needs to step up.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Well, I mean, Adrienne, I really do like your perspective on things, but I have to say, there are two sides to every story. So, you know, maybe if she is so comfortable, you never know what he is still telling her.
It's
And it might still be involved. He might be under the bed doing all the texting, too.
Oh,
That's not really
that for sure happens. And you can figure that out and feel that temperature.
I was gonna under the bed.
But, you know, then there's this thing called the thumb when he's sleeping. Put on the phone when he's sleeping. Go through the messages.
There you go.
You
But
know?
obviously,
Wait, guys,
she knows about it, though.
trick.
She knows about it because she's saying...
How does that work again? How does it work?
When they're sleeping, just put their thumb on the phone. You know what I'm saying?
And you can put
Let them sleep and take his thumb and whoop and go through the messages. You guys ever did that?
I've heard it's been done.
I'm like the ultimate spy girl.
But the great thing is she knows that these messages are happening. So obviously, like she said, he's their best friend. So he's telling her, like, yo, look at the messages.
He's probably deleting what he's saying, or he's not telling her everything.
Or he's not really serious about the relationship.
Exactly.
Because
Because
if
if
he's
he
serious
was,
about it,
he would establish how she should be treated and how they should move forward.
This is juicy.
Well, when we heard that an 8-year-old biracial child in New Hampshire was hospitalized after what his family says was a hanging, we were stunned. Though the parents of one of the children accused have denied these claims in an interview with Newsweek, the investigation is still ongoing. Thankfully, the boy survived, and his family is trying their best to heal from this tragedy. Take a look. On August 28th, Ayanna and her brother Quincy went to play with some older kids at the local park. According to some reports, the play soon turned rough. Before long, screams rang out as Quincy swung from a tree with rope around his neck before falling to the ground. Quincy and his mom rushed first to one hospital, and then he was flown to another. Though he escaped without permanent damage, the injuries kept him in the hospital for multiple days. News of the incident spread quickly as a horrified nation waited for the truth behind what appeared to some to be an act of violence. Though an investigation is still ongoing into the incident, one thing is certain. The pain Quincy and his family are feeling to this day is very real. Here with us is 9-year-old Quincy, his older sister Ayanna, and their mom Cassandra. Thank you for joining us, you guys.
Thank you. You look like you even got choked up just watching the video piece. So can you tell us what happened that day when you went out to play?
We stayed at the park for about a half an hour playing basketball, and then we went back to his house, and then the 14-year-old boy, he broke the tire swing, and he put the rope around his neck, and then he's the one who made the joke up, and then it was my turn to do it, and then the 13-year-old boy, he scooched closer to me, so I felt scared for a second, and then after that second, when I felt scared, he pushed me off the picnic table, and then it just happened so fast, I couldn't really see anything.
When you say he made a joke, what joke?
Like, the joke was that he was gonna hang himself, and he wasn't coming back because he didn't want to live anymore because he was in placement.
And in that moment, Quincy, why did you copy him and put the rope around your neck?
Because I just wanted to be cool, but I didn't know that I was going to get pushed off that second.
Ayanna, when did you realize that it was more than goofing around with these kids? What happened?
When I realized it was more than joking around, when he was throwing things at Quincy and pushing him, and when he threw dirt in my face, and when Quincy put the rope around his neck sitting on the table, and when the boy was close, I knew that something was going to happen, and that's when he pushed him off.
Now, Cassandra, what was your first thought when you saw, because you came to the park, and then you saw Quincy on the ground?
My first thought was that I had hoped my son was even still alive. I was in panic mode. It's something that a mother should never have to witness in their life, let alone the 8-year-old child having to go through that. So I had a whirlwind of emotions that kind of just hit me at once, making sure he was okay and just trying to grasp onto reality and the fact that this did just happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so Cassandra, what did you end up doing after all this commotion dies down a bit?
I called the police department. I made a report. I took him to the hospital where he was med-flighted to Dartmouth Hitchcock. And first they had tried to tell us that it was just an accident, that, you know, kids were just playing around. And after, you know, getting the full stories from the kids, I realized that I brought to the police department's attention that, you know, my feeling on this was that it was a hate crime, given the fact that, you know, what the kids had told me, they had been throwing out racial slurs to them throughout the day, and continue to say things like white pride and stuff like that. We've been trying to resume as much of a normal life as possible now, you know, and just trying to...
After you got back from the hospital, were you updated on the investigation or what was going on?
Not really at all. I had to make my own phone calls in to just say, hey, listen, you know, what's going on with this, you know? Wow. Trying to make sure, because my fear is that I don't even want my kids to go outside anymore. You know, I don't even let them out the door without me. I want them to feel safe, and I want to know that our police department is doing something about it. But they have not given me any updates at all. It hasn't been something that they've involved me in by any means, so.
Have you talked to any of the kids that were involved in this?
I have. The only encounter that I had with the kids was when I saw them at the park that day when I had called the police, where they had thrown out some inappropriate words at me and basically told me that, you know, it was an accident, they didn't mean to do it. And where they continued to say things like white pride while I was standing right there with my son, so.
In a Newsweek interview from September 23rd, the parents of one of the boys said that, quote, our son has never done anything like that. I've never heard him say anything about race at all. Quincy, how are you dealing with this?
The kids at school, they keep asking me, like, what happened and stuff, and, like, it brings me back to the day, and it just makes me live through the day that it happened, and I told my counselor that. Tell the kids to stop.
Quincy, I am of mixed race, and my children are of mixed race. Unfortunately, there are people in this world who have a problem with that. But you remember, God created you exactly as you should be, and God does not make mistakes. Amen. Okay? And try to remember, I know it's hard. There are more people for you than against you. Amen. You have an amazing mother right here, okay?
Cassandra, what do you hope people take away from this?
My biggest thing is just to spread awareness on the fact that racism is so real in our country, and it's an absolute problem. I never want someone as a mother or somebody's child to ever have to experience something like that. So just, you know, shedding light on the fact that this is so, so real and it's a problem.
Wow. We thank you so much for using your voice, for using the story so that people can be educated out there and know that this is going on. Though there have been no charges in this case, bullying is still a huge issue in this country. For those of you at home, remember that the best way to address bullying is to stop it before it starts. For resources on how to talk about bullying, what qualifies as bullying, and how to prevent it, go to stopbullying.gov. We love a good hair product around here, especially one as good as dry shampoo. But did you know that it does so much more than just keep your hair looking clean? This is, who knew? Dry shampoo. It's dry shampoo.
Oh my gosh. Adrienne, your eyebrows are looking good, girl. So much. What is your secret?
Girl, thank you so much. I have a great eyebrow liner, but you know what I use when I'm in a pinch?
What?
Boom! Dry shampoo. You just spray a little bit on your index finger and you use it to coax your brows into a line while adding a bit of thickness at the same time. Now, dry shampoo works wonders for boosting up the volume of your hair, but guess what? It has the same effect on your eyebrows too. If you have sensitive skin though, make sure that you test a tiny amount on a small area first, like your jawline. Who knew? It's dry shampoo!
What a good idea. I'm definitely gonna try that.
Yes.
Okay, now I love a multi-purpose beauty product. Lonnie, I know you're a neat freak. What spot cleaning secrets have you been keeping from us?
Do tell.
Lean in, ladies, because this is a good one.
Okay.
I use that dry shampoo.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
You do?
Yeah. If you got a greasy or oily stain on your rug or carpet, try covering the whole area while it's still wet with a clear, dry shampoo. Wait about 20 minutes, then you vacuum clean that sucker. You know? That dry shampoo will absorb all the excess oil, leaving you a fresh, clean carpet. Who knew? It's dry shampoo.
Hey!
That can also be handy if you spill something oily on your food, on your shirt, including food or anything of that nature, wine, juice.
Lonnie does that. She does
Lonnie's
that.
having fun with that right
She
now.
knows you too well. She said wine juice.
And speaking of fashion, Jeannie,
Yes.
you know all the secret styling tips.
That I do.
What can we use if our sneakers are a little smelly?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have that problem. I don't know.
Okay, well, boys have it, right?
Yeah.
Boys. So you guys won't believe this, but yo, you can use dry shampoo. Boom. Yes. What? Swear. No way. Yes. Okay, so now check this out. This is how you do it, okay? Most dry shampoos are made with some sort of starch to soak up oil, which allows you to use them much the same way you'd use cornstarch around the house. So if you've got a pair of smelly sneakers, spray them with some dry shampoo, yo. Let it sit for a few hours or overnight. Brush off any residue, and honey, you've got some fresh smelling sneaks. Who knew? It's dry shampoo!
I cannot believe dry shampoo has so many different uses. Who knew? It's really smoky in here.